All right, here we go. Here is another for sale video. My last video was a cheapy video, cheap Blu-rays and DVDs, and I sold a bunch of those. So I'm probably going to do another one because I only have a few left from that stack. But these are the movies that I want a little bit more money for, and I want you to make the initial offer. So don't ask me how much for this, how much for that. And no matter how many times I say that, right in the beginning, right in the end, I still get questions like how much for this, how much for that. So I'm not even going to respond to those people. But yeah, just leave me a message down below. And let me know if you're interested in anything. We can work out a deal. Like I said, you make the initial offer. If I don't like the offer, I will counter offer, and we can go from there. You can obviously look up prices on Amazon, eBay, like used prices and stuff like that, and get an idea from there. Obviously, I'll go lower than those prices. That's the general idea, but let's go ahead and get through this. First up is Liam Neeson in Cold Pursuit. This is a 4K Ultra HD release. There's no digital copies in these. And next up is Vigilante. And both of these I ended up getting another copy of, which is why I'm selling these. I've mentioned this before, there's a seller that I buy from, they put like big stacks of movies, a lot of new releases for cheap, so I ended up buying another big stack from them. So that's where I got those two from. Next up is Trauma, which is brand new, still sealed. This is apparently a really shocking, violent movie from Chile. Next up is an Argentinian horror movie, Lucifernia, still sealed. Next up is All About Lily Chow Chow, which is brand new, still sealed. Next up is Farinelli, which is brand new, still sealed, based on a true story. Next up is Farinelli again, brand new, still sealed. And all of those, that stack that I just showed, I ended up getting doubles of these as well from that same seller. Farinelli I ended up getting 3 of. So there's that. Another one was in that list too, After Image, which is still sealed. Next up is Veep, the complete 6th season. Boss, Season 1. World Series Collector's Edition, Houston Astros 2017. This is the 8-disc collection. This is the collector's edition. There's a cheaper version, and then there's this version. This version goes for a little bit more money. And then next up is The Quiet Man, which is a Region B locked release, Masters of Cinema from the UK. So you would need a Region Free player to play it. But amazing releases for Eureka, Masters of Cinema. Next up is The Skull, same deal with that, Region B locked. Again, another Region B locked one is Trapped, the complete Season 1. I used to have a Region Free player. I don't anymore. I really wish I still had it. But I feel like I don't want to get another player and go back and forth. It was a bit of a hassle for me. But next up, these are ones I'll let go for cheap. The next few remaining Blu-rays. Misery. They were left in the stack from my previous video. I figured I'd just go ahead and show it. 30 minutes or less, which was a previous rental. Has a little sticker in there, but it plays without issue. Allegiant with a lenticular slipcover. New Orleans, Music in Exile. And then Night of the Living Dead, which is again, Region B locked release from the UK. You can tell by the rating symbols on the front. I am thankful we don't have that here in the US. But a lot of times other countries get releases that we don't have, which is a bummer. Next up, onto the DVDs, which is, first up, Batman Begins limited edition gift set with that lenticular cover. It looks amazing. So, it's a nice release. Ice, the complete first season right here. This is brand new, still sealed. Sarah Stein, From Berlin to Tel Aviv, the complete series, 4 movies. Right there. And again, sealed up. The Tick, the complete series. Next up is Below Zero, signed by Michael Berryman. I got this for the release of this. I was a blind buy at the time. I thought it was cool to get his signature. I saw the movie. I wasn't a fan. He is a horror icon. I paid a little bit more than I should have. I think it was like 35 bucks, but I would want to get at least 20 out of this because I think that's what he charges for his signature. So his signature alone is 20. Has Edward Furlong in there too. Next up is Cop Out, which is signed by Kevin Smith. I've talked about this before. You can find all of his films signed on his website except for this one. I won this in a contest actually for the release of this movie, and I love the concept of the movie, but I felt like they did not work together at all, and Bruce Willis seemed like he didn't want to be there at all. So, but yeah, this is a hard one to find with his signature on it. I think Kevin Smith and him had a falling out. They didn't work well together. I hear a lot of people complaining about Bruce Willis working with him. So maybe that has something to do with why he doesn't sell this on his website. I'm not sure, but again, hard to find with Kevin Smith on there for Cop Out. The Quake, nice lenticular slipcover on there. It's still sealed up. This one goes for like $100. I've seen this actually sell for $100 on eBay. I think the last couple ones that sold were $100 and then like $75. This is brand new, still sealed. It's the Best of Three Stooges Time Life Edition. I would like to get a little bit out of this, but not those kind of crazy prices. Ronin. This is a Region 2 DVD from the UK. So again, you would need a region-free player to play it. It's a digipack edition, folds out, looks cool. Next up is ECW Heatwave 98 Extreme Championship Wrestling. This is out of print. I think it goes for $25 last I checked. There are the matches right there. Chicago City of the Century PBS DVD Gold does have a ding right there, but this is out of print as well. I think it goes for $25-$30 around there. And next up is Horror Cinema 25 movies over 31 hours long. There are the movies. Gorehouse Greats 12 movies. The movies are all right there on the front and the back. Ancient Aliens Season 11 still sealed. The Awesomes, the complete series. Some great voice cast in here too. There you can see some of the people right there. A lot of SNL people. The Resident, the complete first season. Sleepy Hollow, the complete fourth season. And that was a 3-disc one on The Resident, and this is a 4 DVD set there. Shooter Season 1, like that slipcover. I think this is a couple discs in here too. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't say on the outside. Empire, the complete third season, which is a 5 DVD set. Rescue Me, the complete fourth season. I'm not sure how many discs. 4 DVD set in that one. Charles Bronson, A Man with a Camera, the complete series. Future Cop, the complete series with Ernest Borgnine and John Amos. House, the complete second season, still sealed up. I'm not sure if it says how many DVDs in here, but there's a few. Next up, our American Patriots documentary collection. And you've got For the Love of Liberty, the story of America's Black Patriots. Medal of Honor, our nation's most celebrated heroes. Unsung Heroes, the story of America's female patriots. And I love these documentary series. The only reason I'm letting these ones go is because, again, I have doubles of them. World War II, Through the Battles, over 20 hours of historical documentaries. Fight for Freedom, D-Day, the Invasion, March to Victory, and the War in the Pacific Collector's Edition. So, some good stuff right there, too. And let's show these ones right here. These are the Sci-Fi 100 Greatest Classics. There are essentially 2 different box sets in here, and they fold out like that. But there's 100 movies in this set. These are definitely heavier sets and bulkier, the size. The same thing for the Greatest Horror Movie 100 Collector sets. It's 2 different ones in there. And there are all the movies. And then I've got this big Matrix box set. Has a poster, a film cell in there in the movie. I want to say this is a Korean release. It's massive. You would need a region-free player to play it. I got it solely for collector's purposes. It's got a nice kind of reflective sheen on there, but I've shown this before. It's pretty awesome looking, but it just, for me, it takes up so much room. I have, like, just right here, like, I'm just surrounded in this office area, and there's piles over there in the other corner too, so I need to get rid of stuff, and it's got to go. Next up is the Mummy Collection, which I've done an unboxing review for on my channel. That is a Region 2 lock DVD from the UK. Really nice looking edition. So these box sets, and the shipping too. Shipping For the bigger sets, it's going to be a little bit more, but for most of the Blu-rays and DVDs, we're talking $3 in the continental U.S. for a few of them. More than a few, then it will go up a little bit. Again, I've my last video, excuse me, I mentioned that it doesn't make sense to ship out of the continental U.S. and I got somebody messaging me about saying that they're in Canada and usually only costs like $4 to ship to Canada. And I had to show them that, when you're buying from Amazon, even if it's a merchant seller, sometimes they're fulfilled through Amazon, so they're still getting the discount. So yeah, you got to look for that, because for a regular person like me, I can't offer a discount that Amazon can for shipping. So to ship 3 movies to Canada, it was $15. To ship 1 to the UK, it was the same price. So it just, unless you're a big company, you're getting shipping discounts, but for a regular person, it's not. So it doesn't make sense because you're paying the shipping. So yeah, continental U.S. only, unfortunately. Crank, which this is beat up and pitted. I got this on eBay years ago, and I wanted to return it because they told me it was region A compatible and our region 1 compatible, and it wasn't, of course. And I had to ship it back to get the refund, and they said it was like new condition anyways, and it's clearly not. It's a formal rental. It's all beat to poop. But I never ended up shipping it back. This was like real early in my collecting days. But Crank, I actually think the distressed look works for it, but I don't want it anymore. Plus I can't play it anymore. I don't have a region-free player. It's region 2, so you have to have a region-free player to play it. Next up was Lifeboat. This is a region 2 steelbook from the UK, so you would need a region-free player right there. But really nice. These Cinema Reserve steelbooks were amazing back in the day when I had a region-free player. Big Trouble in Little China special edition steelbook. I think this is from Germany. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. I lived in Frankfurt for 4.5 years as a kid. It's got some wear and tear right there, dent. A lot of little marks, but yeah, so you need a region 2 player for that as well. Same thing with this Equilibrium edition, which I think might be a Korean edition. Korean. And it has this little foam piece right there, kind of like sticks out in the digipack design of it. And it is a little beat up as well, but still kind of a cool collector's edition. I was buying a lot of these collector's editions when I was, first starting out. Well, not really first starting out, but getting really into it. Pulp Fiction. These ones were really cool too. This is from the UK, so again, region 2. But all of these ones have the same issue. They would get damaged right in those corners. So, it's a nice addition, but the damage. The next 3, I'll show them anyways. These ones, now that they have official releases, you can't really sell them. Before you could. There's some kind of legal loophole. So for now, I'll do trades on these ones. The Brain. These are bootlegs before they had their official releases. So if anyone wants to do a trade for these, Hide and Go Shriek, really good underrated slasher. Blood Diner, I've actually had this for years in my collection. Kind of want to keep this bootleg, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. I have the official release now. I love that film. And then Spider-Man 2. This is the gift set one right there. Some cool stuff in there. Madman Season 2, completely sealed up still for the DVD set. I think that looks really cool. I was keeping it like that for a bit. And then a little box of Butters. I've done an unboxing review on this one on my channel. A bunch of South Park episodes with Butters, and it has like a necklace and all kinds of other little trinkets in there. So there you go. That's everything. If you're interested in anything in here, you make the initial offer. PayPal only, continental US only shipping. So yeah, make the initial offer if you're interested. Leave me a comment down below, and we'll go from there. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care.